So I've got an old nail gun here that I've used to use in the building trade. Haven't used it for a long time, and it's seized up. It's not working. And I think the issue may be the pin, that flat piece of steel in there that is jammed. So I'm going to take this harness off and see if I could loosen it up. So I don't reckon there's much fundamentally wrong with the nail gun. Hasn't been used for a fair length of time. So I'm thinking it may be just seized up. We'll have a look and see what's what. And then I'll be able to build the wall in the mud room. Need Allen keys to get these things off. So I'm just going to take these 4 Allen screws off. That one's very tight. So that's one out. So I've not pulled a nail gun apart before, so this is a new experience for me. Might not work after I've put it back together, but nothing really lost because it's an old nail gun, and if I had to take it in to be repaired, it wouldn't be worthwhile repairing it, and cost of labour would warrant just buying a new one more up to date. But I live out on a property, and the time I would take to go in and buy another nail gun, I'll just see what I can do with this in that time and see if I can get it going. And if I can, well, that's an accomplishment for me. And also, when you pull something apart and try and fix it, you learn a lot in the process. So as I say, I've never pulled a nail gun apart, so it might never work again, but then again I might be able to fix it. So that's the inside of a nail gun, and that's the sort of like piston really. That's connected to the firing pin in there that hits the nail. So quite interesting. Okay, let's see what we have happened here. Now I'm wondering, there's a little lump of steel in there. I'm not sure whether it's supposed to be there. I'm going to put it in the vise and give it a knock, see if I can loosen it. Right, nothing like a hammer to fix something. Might fix it. It might fix it for good. Anyway, as I say, nothing lost really, because it doesn't work anyway. I think I'm going to need something thin enough to get in there. I think I'm going to need a punch.
I'll give you one, honey.
This tool might just do the trick, we'll see. Right, well, I think I'm going to hit that all the way out, which it's attached to the piston. So I'm going to need something long and thin. Okay, this big beastie of a screwdriver will do the trick. There we go, that's come out. And in fact, if you have a close look at that, that's the firing pin that hits the nail head, and there was in fact a piece of steel jammed in there, piece of metal that's broken off. It looks like a nail head that's snapped off and it's jammed it in there. So I'm going to just give this a little bit of a sand up. And then lubricate it again so it slides nicely in that chamber. So I'm going to get a little bit of sandpaper. So this will do it nicely. I had noticed last time I used it, which was a few years ago now, that every now and then it would jam. No wonder with that piece of metal in there. So just this sandpaper would be about 180 grit, I reckon, something like that. Let's have a look. Yeah, 180 grit. Okay. As I often say, there's a real sense of accomplishment, isn't there, when you fix something yourself. Like, I've never pulled a nail gun apart before, and I'm sounding a little bit cocky and sure of myself, but it might not work when I put it back together. So we'll see. But at least I've learned a little bit about how a nail gun works. Okay, so I've sanded that off. Now I'm going to use WD-40, it's just a pretty common lubricant. I'm going to use that to clean this. Just sort of wash it, really. Because when you sand it, you don't want any of the little metal bits or the sanded dust to be in the mechanism after it's put together. I'll also do the same to where it slides. I'll just show you. Got to make sure I put it back in the right way. I'll only go one way. So it's got a groove either side and in the middle, and it goes in. There we are. So that was not sliding like that before. Now it's sliding nice and easily. Now all I've got to do is try and get this whole mechanism back together so that it works. There's a little seal around the piston, so we'll just clean that. We don't want any gritty dust on that. And this, I think, slides in like that. So that slides in, and that. So that's good. So far, so good. I'll put the 4 Allen key screws in. Just little short screws. So I'm feeling quite confident. Let's see how I feel in about 15 minutes. So yeah, the idea behind this channel is to share with people my little story and to encourage other people to join the community and share their stories. It's really interesting. I love learning. If you learn to do something yourself, you feel really great about it. So if you have any little stories about something you fixed and you'd like to share them, drop a comment below and we can share it with the community. Well, that's all of the screws tight now. Now to put the rest of it back together. So this is the for want of a better word, cartridge that holds all the nails. So this is the nails there. They slide in and then we'll put it back together and just see. I've got to remember how to put it together now. So I'm pretty sure that just slips on there. As simply as that, actually. And it's got a mounting bracket there that screws onto there, and it's got a Allen screw there and one on the other side. So it didn't take that long to do. I've taught myself a lot of things by just having a go, really. That's the key. Have a go, learn what you can, and really that's what we love YouTube for. Learn what you can off the experts and then go and give it a go. You'll be surprised. Things you thought, I couldn't do that, you actually can. Okay, so all 3 Allen screws are tightened by hand. Now I'll just finish them off with the Allen key. And now the back one, I need a different size Allen key for that, plus the pliers to hold the nut on the other side. Righto, back together. Loaded up with a batch of nails. Okay, time of truth now. All right, I'll just shift the camera around so you can see whether it works or not. Probably won't work. Anyway, if you at first don't succeed, just try again. Righto. Here goes. Connect the air up. No, it's not doing anything. It's like it's not engaging the release. Yeah, I don't think that's coming back far enough. So something I've done is not really not letting the air through. All right, well I'll have to have a look further at that now to see what's what. I'm going to have to learn a bit about the firing mechanism. Okay, a bit more work for me to do. All right, so I've taken this nail gun apart again, and I've realised that the trigger wasn't getting enough leverage to depress the pin underneath to engage the air. And I realised it was because, I don't know whether you can see that, this piece of metal here had to go closer this side than that side when it slides in. So it takes a little bit of a Yeah, there we go. So I think it'll work now. So I'll put it back together again, and second time round we'll see how we go. Okay, so let's see if this works. I've put the nail gun back together again. We'll see if what I've done makes any difference. Hopefully my time has been worthwhile, but as I say, if it hasn't been and it doesn't work, at least I've learned a bit about the nail gun that I don't know what I'm doing. No, not really. I'm just learning how it works. It was quite simple actually. The air comes in here via the air compressor, and when you depress the trigger it releases the air all of a sudden, pushes the piston. The piston is connected to the flat piece of metal that's in there, the firing pin if you like. It hits the nail and it fires it into the timber. So it's got a safety mechanism, as do all nail guns. This part here has to be depressed, otherwise when you pull the trigger nothing will happen. So that makes sure that when it won't fire until you've pulled the trigger and it's in the position where it's to fire the nail into the timber. And if it doesn't work again, well, I might just quietly walk off. There we go. There's a nail in there. That's working beautifully. In fact, I think it's working better than it's worked before. I took the time to clean it and lubricate it. I'm really happy with that. Now I've got a nail gun, even though it's old, works like a new one. And I can go and build my wall and do the other renovations on the house, save myself a lot of time, and I feel good about myself. So look, what I'm saying to you is if you got something that doesn't work, maybe think about having a go at seeing if you can fix it yourself. And if it doesn't work anyway, and it's going to cost a lot to buy another one, what have you got to lose? And if you've got any questions, put them in the comments at below. So thanks for watching, and share with me your projects, the things that you've done that you're pretty proud of, that you've accomplished. Love to hear from you. Anyway, bye for now. See you next time. And then I'll be able to build the wall in the... So then I'll be able to build the wall in the mud. Right, now I'm ready.